Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Campus. We are in Pointy Peak. Now you may have noticed we already have 1 star on this, but that was because I did a very silly thing a few weeks ago on stream and allowed my community to troll me with a chaos wheel, which led to us finally actually doing the 1 star in Pointy Peak. But we are going to restart, we're going to dive straight in, and we're going to have a go at the final level of the medical school DLC, so I'll see you on the other side.
I'm telling you, one of these days, I'm going up that mountain and never coming down again. Life's different up there, man. Slower, colder, nearer the sky. All thanks to the Yetis. We have so much to learn from them. Last visit, one of my Yeti friends showed me how to make a hat out of snow, and I'll always be thankful for that.
Okay, so welcome to Pointy Peak, home to clouds, yetis and frigid temperatures. Life in the Pointy Mountains is extremely beautiful, but it's also beautifully extreme, with countless sheer drops and absolutely zero medical facilities. Vitality Johnson holds the record for an emergency deployment to the peak, arriving in 3.5 days, a full 2 weeks faster than the previous time. The Bigfoot Foundation were, admittedly, a little impressed, but they need better. Build a medical campus and aid in their mission to support the Pointy Mountains and all who call its icy faces home. We have medical school and nursing with a student intake of 12. Now, this level is interesting. We, sadly, do not get any tuition fees from this level. We don't get any rent, we don't get anything. Everything will come from completing objectives for the Bigfoot Foundation. So, with that in mind, I'm going to sell everything I possibly can here. We're going to combine all of this into one big building, and that's going to give us hopefully enough space to grow and set up the first kind of part of this hospital so we can get those 1 star objectives complete. Said hospital, I meant hospital campus, so I was kind of right. Right, so just while I'm getting rid of all of this, our first objective is to build a surgery. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build my hospital, get it all set up, and then we will kind of touch base again once our first kind of set of objectives are unlocked. You can see students are going to come from down here, and over at the back there they'll probably walk in some way as well. But it is a little bit of a messy situation in terms of how the campus is actually laid out. So I am going to run a full building all the way along here. We'll knock it back 1, and then we will put a door there, and then add in another bit of space there and here, and then we'll come all the way up to the top there. And that should help our students avoid the cold temperatures, and we can also probably put another door in actually. So let's just quickly stick that in there as well. There we go. Right, nice, excellent. Okay, that is the first kind of building complete. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump through these opening up objectives, and then we will be ready to start our 1 stars. So I will see you once that's done, and we'll take a quick tour of our campus. Okay, so here we go. We have our 1 star objectives, which are to get a surgery cure rate of 60%, level up 100 students, complete 5 research projects, and earn $250,000. Now then, surgery cure rate will be the tough one, because surgery is going to take us a while to get the students leveled up. They're going to need to do a lot of work, complete a lot of assignments, and basically raise their student level, which this objective will feed into. Now, research projects is going to be a difficult one because we have limited finances. If we just have a look here, no tuition fees, no rent, no XP bonus, no treating of patients has brought in any money yet. I think we do get money from treating patients, but I don't think we get any of the other 3. So we're going to need to do research projects to generate money and complete targets set for us by the Bigfoot Foundation. Now, I don't have a research room yet, so we're going to have to build that in now. Now, what we do need to be aware of is the fact that a lot of these Bigfoot Foundation objectives will involve rooms that we don't yet have. I'm going to build a semi-large research room so that we can get a good prestige level on it to begin with, but we're not going to put anything in there. We're then going to hire some brand new doctors and nurses to come and work for us. Now, I will take Hester Avocado, and then we will start a new research project. Now, these you unlock after your 1-star. Or I think we also unlocked them in the last level, Molten Rock. Now, basically, these research tasks will give you a 20% treatment power boost for 180 days. Now, obviously, we want to aim to get that within our surgery to boost our cure rate. So, things like that really do help. And unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have a new financial-based project, so I'm actually going to take on this research because, if you look, 15 more points and that will be done. It's a completed research project. So this is good, this is a decent start. We've already leveled up a student and you can see things are starting to move quite smoothly. And here we now have a task to train a janitor. Now I'm going to abandon that because we don't have a training room and we don't even have a janitor yet. So let's get that one brought in. We're going to have a ghost capture trained janitor because I imagine there will be some deaths. So that is one done. We're also going to then just start a boneless thighs one for our ward. So you can see things are immediately starting. We've got one research project down, which was a little bit of a cheese because it's a research project left over from a previous level. But if you did want to cheese that level, you could then go to another level, get a lot of research projects almost completed, and then come back here and finish them off. So that's just a little tip. If you are interested, I of course don't really like to do it that way. I prefer to have my things kind of just happen naturally, but I wasn't going to take a loss there. So C-grade private tuition sessions we should be able to do with relative ease. I do have a doctor there who is trained in private tuition and should give us a little bit of a boost, but for now we'll just deal with the doctor who's already in there. 14 students already leveled up and money coming in, which is decent. So if we just have a quick look, you can see we do make money from treating patients, but the rest of them, absolute no-go. So that is why making money is going to be very difficult here, especially when we start getting some of the natural disasters occurring, which give our students medical issues and pastoral support issues. So yeah, there's a lot to be aware of here. And we're a little bit lucky because we've got that advanced cure rate, which will allow us to boost that in the interim. But until we get some very good teachers, we're not going to be able to keep that level sustained. So that's something just to be aware of. We do need another surgery though, so I am going to duplicate the one that we've currently got here. And we're just going to pop it down here. We're going to keep everything as tight as possible in this area. In fact, what I'll do is I will bring that around to here. We want to try and keep a lot of our surgeries just down to a lower area. Now if we just bring in another doctor there, you can see the cure rate has dropped already. Not great, but nothing we can do about it. But leveling up students, very easy. The research projects are underway, and then earning money, we'll earn more money as we get more of these Bigfoot things done. But we are going to need to start sending some students for private tuition because at the moment this objective is not being fulfilled, and we really need to get it fulfilled because currently we are hemorrhaging cash and not doing anything to rectify that. So can we find a student who is ready for some sort of pastoral or private tuition session and get them in there? I see one here who's idle. Here we go, let's send them for private tuition. Yeah, you can see our finances are starting to drop, and we've completed another research project there. Now if we just leave it, because what I would like is for some sort of commercial research project to come in that will generate us some cash. I don't know if we actually have access to them on this level, but we'll just have to see. In the meantime, I'm just going to slow down the amount of research that we're doing because money might become a problem. We've got one student there getting some private tuition. Hopefully they will get above a C grade. I would imagine they will. Leveling up, not too bad. Surgery cure rate, also not so bad. That is a surprise, but we do have various things in place to boost the treatment power in those rooms, so that could be a reason why things are going well. And of course, that research project that we completed earlier on will certainly be helping us out. So it might well be worth us just continuing this. I mean, they're only $500 to greenlight, so that could be worth doing. Like I said, I'm not sure when those things unlock. It might well be that I have unlocked them previously, and it's something that you won't be able to actually use until you complete the 1-star objectives here yourself, in which case completing and registering those research-based objectives might be a little bit more difficult for you, but I think they are already here because at the moment they're the only research projects I have access to. So my assumption would be that you will have access to them yourselves. Like if we just have can't have a look right now because I'm currently mid-research, so we'll just have to deal with. And that is our last student going into our Bigfoot Foundation tuition session. Once that's complete, we should get a nice little boost to our finances from the Bigfoot Foundation. We have a request for a psychiatry bookcase now. We can just go over to our library here and just drop that in because we already have plenty of space for it. I can't give them a love bench because I've absolutely got no space. So complete 10 janitor jobs. This one should be relatively easy. We are going to bring in a new janitor just for the hell of it so that we can speed up this process. And hopefully what we can also do is we'll put in some vending machines, and once they're in place, students using them should start just chucking a little bit of litter from here to there. So that should allow our janitors to do a few more jobs. We have an emergency as well within the ward, so we're going to accept that. That should be a good one. And the snowstorm is coming. So the surgery cure rate is now up to 58%, which is a massive surprise, and we've earned $250,000. Problem is, these objectives are lulling us into a false sense of security because they will get more difficult. I can guarantee that. However, we've done another Bigfoot challenge there, and now we need to cure 5 patients, and this will just happen quite naturally. So again, that is good. My one bit of advice, and this should go without saying, if one of these Bigfoot objectives is too difficult, please just delete it. Don't waste time trying to push these objectives. If you know for a fact you're not going to be able to do them, it's not good. It doesn't end well, and it will just tank your finances while you wait for something to complete. It's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. So we have someone here who has brain freeze, which was caused by the snowstorm. So we're going to pop down our medical office. You'll notice as well in the early setup of this, I did not boost my course level by much. I just left it as it was. Now I'm having a couple of issues here because this as a blueprint used to work and now isn't. So unfortunately, let's just delete that and let's have a look and see if I can just place it again. I'm not quite sure what's happened because, you know, they worked in the first instance and now they just don't seem to want to do anything at all. So that is a shame. So I'll just remove them. And then we have a medical office. Let's see if we've got an assistant to work in it. No, we don't. We will grab one for pastoral care because we're going to need to do that at some point soon. So 3 students achieve a C grade on assignments. Again, that one will just complete nice and easy. And again, we're able to bring in a few new rooms there. And then we've got a little space there, which we can use for something else. What we could do, because I'm quite conscious that we've got, again, another queue starting to form for our surgery. We'll get another surgery built if we can come up with some money, and that will just again help disperse those queues a little bit more. I think they are queuing for surgery. Yeah, they are, but the queue rate in there is 62%, which is fantastic, even with some pretty low rated doctors. But we've not been able to continue our research project, so I'm going to bring in another couple of doctors here. How did we do with that? Oh, we did not do well. Never mind. And again, we're going to need to, we've lost quite a bit of money there. That has left us in a bit of a predicament, but hopefully we'll get some students going for some assignments and get that Bigfoot target completed as soon as possible. We do need someone to work in the medical ward again as quickly as possible, and they want a bookcase for that. So I've got a student doing an assessment here. That should... Have they completed that yet? Yes, they have, and there we go. Bigfoot Foundation funding coming in. And we get someone to work in medical. Doesn't look like it. So they've given us another objective, which was to train one teacher. We're going to abandon that because I can't physically do that. Don't have a training area. We're going to bring in another nurse. And we're coming towards the end of our academic year. They want a psychiatry and a ward bookcase. Now the ward bookcase I will put in, and if I have enough I will be able to put in the psychiatry. No, because my psychiatry is very expensive, so we're going to leave that for now. We will just reject it. Leveling up 5 students, that one shouldn't really be a problem. And I do need to get there we go, someone to work in the medical office. Okay, so a snowstorm is coming. We have leveled up 1 of 5 students already, and the research project is hopefully back underway. Yes, it is. Right, let's just pop another teacher in there so we can have 2 teachers working in there in tandem. Money rolling in is not an issue. We are going to need to just focus up on these research projects, and it's all looking pretty stable at the moment. Once we get more, so basically what you'll get is you will get a silver level Bigfoot Foundation target, and then eventually a gold one. So you can have up to 3 Bigfoot Foundation funding targets in your time in this level. So it shouldn't take you too long to get those. I think it might be based on how many stars you've got on the level, but I for some reason don't think it is. I think it's tied to your campus reputation. That's what will lead to you getting more Bigfoot Foundation tasks. So we have ran into a little bit of a problem here with some debt. We can't actually bring anything in, but what did we win? We've got 12 continuing on to the next year. We won Campus of the Year and Best Teacher Award, which is really good. So you can see we've got 50 course points. We're going to use that to boost the level of both of the courses that we have running here, and we're going to begin our new year immediately because we can't do anything else really. We just need to get things back to normal, carry on pushing the training, making money and leveling up students. The new students will definitely help. We do have some issues here. We're going to move them all the way up to Q position 1, and another research project has completed, so I'm going to immediately start a new one as soon as I get a bit more money in. It's such a shame because I would really like to get the psychiatry in, but right now we can't. We're just going to have to send people home. Private tuition students again there. We are going to start binning these patients here. Unfortunately, nothing we can do. We don't have a psychiatry and I can't afford to get it because the one that I want to get, I want to use my blueprint, which is basically a maxed out one. Well, it has 40% treatment power, so there's a lot of additional items in there which make it more expensive. However, Priceless Health will definitely help us. That gives us a $25,000 reward and is the sort of research project I'm looking for in this playthrough, because that will just give us a flat amount of cash. So if we can just get another couple of private tuition sessions done. We have had someone drop out, which is very unfortunate. Not a lot we can do about that, but looking at this, we're starting to get there. I mean, we just need to get more students leveled up, which will happen quite quickly at this early stage, because you know we don't have a lot of we've got a lot of new students coming in, so they will level up very, very quickly, generating 200 research points. Again, that should not be a problem. And then it's just a case of completing these research projects. We've got 2 more to do, so I'm pretty confident we're going to have this 1-star objective done very, very quickly, and then hopefully we'll start getting some more Bigfoot funding tasks. If you can see here, we've got 91 of 100, 92, 94. They're going to level up pretty quickly now. and then it's completing those research projects, and we should be done. This was a very, very quick road to 1 star, which does make me think I may have had myself a little bit of an advantage from doing this on stream not so long ago. But yeah, all I will say is make sure you've got good learning facilities for your students. Target those research projects to get them done very quickly. And make sure you're doing these Bigfoot funding targets. Anything that is too difficult, get rid of. You don't need it. You don't need to waste your time doing it, because time is money in this level. You are making nothing from tuition fees. You need to be focusing on getting these objectives complete in this particular order, and make sure that you're just taking on ones that are easy for you to complete in your current circumstance. I continue to reject the psychiatry, even though I know I really need it. I actually need another surgery more, because the queues here are starting to get a little bit out of control. So yeah, we just kind of have to do this delicate little dance here where we're generating research points. Once those research points have generated, we'll get another bit of Bigfoot Foundation funding in. But also, if the research project itself completes, we should be in a much better position as well. I do need to bring in a new teacher. Ideally one with nursing, and again they keep wanting outside stuff, but it's cold outside and I really don't want to give them anything to go outside. They shouldn't have a reason to go outside right now, and again it's thumping therapy requirements and stuff, so it's starting to ramp up already. And I can see when we start our actual 2-star objectives, we're going to need to do a little bit more work in terms of developing this campus and making sure that we are well equipped for our students. That's a nice big chunk of funding from the Bigfoot Foundation. Not enough for our psychiatry, but it might allow us to get our thumping therapy room in. It does, yes, so we can put in a thumping therapy room. That goes in and gives us a nice little start to that. We've got an emergency for the surgery, which we will take, and again, no to the psychiatry. Develop 5 new friendships. We should be able to do that pretty quick, and there we go. Cure 7 surgery patients. Our next silver tier Bigfoot Foundation target. We're going to bring in another nurse. Ooh, yes, that will do. And another one. Just while I've got the money, so we can continue working on those research projects while the nurses are away. And hopefully, I think what I'll do is we'll get rid of that and get a new bronze one. But as you can see, the surgery queues have gotten a little bit crazy. So I'm wondering can I actually take out a loan? I can. I'll take out a maximum loan just to push through these objectives. We're going to duplicate our surgery a few times. This should bring down the emergency queue and allow us to very, very quickly complete the Bigfoot Foundation objectives that we've been set. We are going to need to hire some more staff just to facilitate that. And what I'll also do is, while I'm waiting for this to complete, I will put in my psychiatry. But we are going to need to bring in some doctors to actually work in them. So get that set down, and then we'll hire a few more doctors just to take up the mantle of working within our surgeries and spread the patients out a little bit more. Okay, this is good. You can see people are starting to fan out a little bit, and we are curing those surgery patients. Once we've cured enough of them and completed the emergency, we'll probably then just, get rid of those rooms. We'll not need them. C-grade private tuition sessions, again, that's a pretty good one. And then we just need to hope that we can complete more research projects while this cure rate is hopefully remaining stable. We've already blasted through those leveling up of students thing in another snowstorm, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, this is not looking too bad. But you can see as you start to expand and the demand for rooms starts to increase, you can see where things might get a little bit more difficult. I am going to drop down a few benches here, even though they don't really... not going to last. They're going to be removed pretty soon. We've not actually managed to get onto the emergency patients in surgery yet, which is a shame. But hopefully that will happen soon. I don't really want to mess around bumping them up the queue, but I think we're going to need to. We don't have a great chance of success on their treatments anyway, so this could end in disaster for us. But yeah, we're gonna hold on to those 2 objectives because they shouldn't take us long. There we go. One of them's already been completed, and we got 2 left to go. in our surgery. One left to go in our surgery. Yeah, this is running down nice and quick. What's going on here? Okay, what we're going to need to do, something that I've forgotten to do and should never have forgotten to do, is radiators, because our students are freezing and I have not provided the basic level of heating for them, which is hugely problematic because this, in case you didn't notice, is a very cold campus, and I am not... Yeah, that was a bad call. That is why we've lost some students and are about to lose another 2, I think. The pastoral issues haven't helped, but also my poor management hasn't helped either. We're going to get rid of a couple of things in this toilet here so that we can actually put in some heat. Yeah, that was a big oversight. Big oversight on my part. So, yeah, we are getting punished for that mistake that we've made, but I think we should be okay now that we've got some heaters in. Yes, I know they are in the middle of the room. You will just have to cope, because that's where I like to put them at this moment in time. Not saying it's going to be permanently like that, but for now, that's where they're going. Right, let's get some people to work in these kiosks. And a coffee kiosk as well, which we'll put down the other side here. And again, we will hire a new assistant to work in there as well. So once this final research project is completed, we will move on to something else. And I think we can probably safely rearrange the entirety of the campus, because by that point, we will have our brand new kind of 1-star objective completed, and we'll be able to push through with some redevelopments as we move on to the 2- and 3-star objectives. It's been a pretty easy ride. I think it's been very forgiving, but you can probably see things starting to crack a little bit, and we just need to make sure that we're on top of things and looking after our patients and staff in a much more efficient way. Having one dormitory for your 29 students isn't a great look, so we should probably solve that issue soon. What I'll do is, as we approach the completion of these objectives, is we'll work on a little bit of a changing of the guard. We'll hire new staff. We'll make sure that we are in a little bit more of a feasible position, because I'm aware that things have just kind of been thrown down and plopped out. And we cure one more patient. No, we failed that emergency. That's a shame. But once we complete this final research project, we will have our 1-star objective here in Pointy Peak. It's been pretty easy and pretty forgiving, but my advice is make sure you just delete both of those buildings. Try and keep your students indoors as much as possible, because the cold does have an impact on them. Don't forget to put radiators down like me. That was a really silly thing to do, and I think we have lost another couple of students because of it. And just plan ahead. Try and plan when you're going to buy things. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on these objectives and only taking the objectives that are worth doing to you and going to help you out in your time. Like here, earning $1,000 from amenities. We could do that, but we don't have a great number of amenities on site. So if I've got a decent silver objective, then maybe it's worth just holding on to that as well. Right now, though, we've built up a fair bit of bank, so we're not too worried about where this is going to go, so we can actually keep that one on, because it shouldn't really take us that long to fulfill it. We're approaching the end of our 2nd year, and our surgery cure rate has dropped a little bit, so that's something that we're going to need to bring back up. Luckily, the research that we're about to do is going to help us with that. And what we can do is just try and make sure that we're looking after all of our patients by putting in a few more benches and stuff, and keeping them leveled up in that sort of happiness department, giving them entertainment, giving them access to food. At the moment, we don't have another surgery research task we can take on, but we have now completed all of our 5 requested research items, which is really nice. If we can just get that surgery cure rate back up, we will be done and dusted here. But yeah, of course, there are caveats here. You can mess up your cure rate if you're not careful. And if that drops down so much that you kind of run into these situations, then you're going to be in a world of pain. It's going to take you a long time to get the 1-star objective. So hopefully, and again we've dropped down even further and come back up. So it's going to be a tough old ride to get to this final bit. But we do have the boosts active for the next 180 days, and eventually they'll run out, and then we'll have to research them again. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. We're looking pretty good, though. I am quite happy with the progress, and there we have it. Our 1-star objective is complete here at Pointy Peak. So our next ones, the 2 and 3-star objectives, what have we got to do? We need a cure rate of 75%, a B+ grade to cure 80 patients and earn 1.5 million. So it is more of the same, but we will come back next time with a redeveloped campus area, and things will hopefully be looking a lot better and a lot more organised. We can actually unlock a new plot, and I will be grabbing probably this next one here, because I do want to split these buildings and just kind of restore what I had previously. So we are going to be demolishing this building and starting afresh, which might, come with its own caveats, but we'll pay off our loan very quickly before we finish off. No, we won't, because I don't have the money to do that, but never mind. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of 2 Point Campus, and you return for the next one when we take on our 2 and 3-star objectives. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.